lots of these little guys
Hey, guy.
around right now. They're a lot of fun. Like, don't touch me, lady. I don't know if they're edible, but they're pretty hairy, so they might be a little difficult to swallow.
Mommy.
Where is he?
Go.
I guess he's in the shadow of
Go.
Jacque's hand. Oh, yeah. So, when it comes to bugs and birds and plants of all kinds, I try to practice, not just for Jacques, not just for my kids, but for myself, to not give my children the made-up label for these things. I try to the best of my ability to even forget. Mire, que otro. Que otro. I want my children to really see the creation and not be worried about all the, schooly details of it.
Mommy.
Create a sense of wonder. They can make up their own names for this stuff. And for the plants as well. I can spend so much time memorizing the name and the function that somebody else came up with. Look at this. Holy freaking protein balls. This plant is filled with them. And filled with ants. How funny. Chowing down, chowing down. Should collect that shit and eat it. I should. Look, watch, enjoy it. So, when we get caught up into like the labels that somebody else put onto a thing, and the uses that somebody else put onto a thing, and all the schooly stuff, and we do this to ourselves and to our kids, we actually miss the true beauty and essence of discovery of these things for ourselves. These people, they were walking this life path with their own set of wisdom, maybe their own set of trauma, their own set of programming, of whatever, and they came up with ideas about all these things according to where they're at. But maybe they're at where it's not that impressive to us, right? And maybe they missed some things. And maybe because of that, we're missing a large part of the beauty of a particular thing, of all varieties of things. I have my little ointment that I brought for Jacques' wounds and mine, if we need them. Of course, there's plants that you could chew up and put on the wounds as well. I really brought it as chapstick because my lips get dry. But Yaku got a wound, so boom, might as well take advantage. Wow, que lindo. So when we are busy memorizing other people's labels and uses, then that's a way to disempower us. And that's why they get us to do it. When you're always looking to another person for your information and your wisdom, then you have nothing to offer to yourself and to others, because you have no wisdom from and within and through you. Right? So what's the best way to enslave entire humanity is to make them memorize all your shit, to look up to you as the only wise one. Right? So now I have to read other people's books if I want to find out about plants and what they're good for. And if that information's not out there, then I just see a wall of green and I know nothing and I'm fucked. Or I can knock off all that bullshit, okay? And there's no elders, there's no wise ones for us to turn to, right? we have to turn from within ourselves, and we have to be wise enough to turn off all those thieves of our power, of our wisdom, those thieves of our knowledge, and we have to be brave enough to forget all the things they've told us so far, because most of us, we've already been filled with all sorts of shit, and we need to go out there with a whole fresh new start. So we come out here and we see these bugs and we're like, are these bugs food? I mean, shit, with the amount of bugs that are right there, that would be a good satiating meal, especially if I couple them with some lamb's quarters, which is a name of something that was. So I was doing a video when my phone died about practicing not labeling. Okay. Practicing not having to name things, and the practice of not even going there, right? Not going to study the other people's books, not going to study the labels and names that they gave to all manner of natural plants and things. Exactly where Yaku's sitting is exactly where I want Sun. But of course, that's his favorite spot. The spot I don't want him in. That's the story of our lives when we were children. So, we have had our power taken away from us, our creation power, our discovery power, our joy, our bliss, our excitement of discovery power, among many other things. But that is one area where we have been robbed in order to take away our power. So a while back I realized that, like, oh my God, like I'm so focused on memorizing other people's discovery, right? Other people's names and labels for things. Other people's, Yaku. He just opened my extremely sharp pocket knife. This is the story of my actual life. Oh man. Can't even make this shit up. Yaku's discovery of my very sharp thing. And he'll cut himself and discover that. And of course he will, and he has to, and that's a wonderful and great thing. But I don't feel like doing it right now. So, Yaku, bájate por favor. So I realized that I've had my power taken away in part through this mechanism. Bájate, mire tu pañal, está lleno. Vamos a quitarlo. Ven para acá. So I decided that I was going to turn everything off, including books on information that I was seeking as far as, like, medicinal herbs. Mire, súbete acá. Acá te puedes subir, no acá. Acá no. Acá no. Vete para allá. ¿Ves? ¿Dónde se fue la silla de Yaku? Vaya a traer tu silla. Vaya a traer la silla de Yaku. Está allá adentro. ¿Ok? Vaya a traer tu autos. Try to distract him from climbing on here, because that's a total vibe killed what I'm doing, and I want to do what I'm doing. And plan this later. So, I realized that I was actually diminishing the beauty of the discovery of plants and bugs and all these things by always having to turn to someone else to give me information. There was obviously a point where these people didn't know anything, right? And they tried stuff, and then they learned things, and there's this belief system or idea out there that there was, these discoverers of things were dying left and right because... Jackal, what are you doing with that? He walked out of the tent with scissors. This is the story of my life. I found my cowgirl hat. I love it. So, oh crap, I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, that people were dying left and right when they're trying plants. No, people. They'd nibble a little bit of a plant and it would make them sick. They're not idiots. They didn't need any more, right? They moved on. They'd try a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Like, so the way you safely, common sensely discover bájate, Jaco, what plants are edible, what plants are medicine, and what they do is you first, and I did learn this from Susan Weed. She's a little wacky, but she's got some cute wisdom as well, so I'm not throwing out the baby with the bathwater. But what she says, and this makes total sense, is you just take a little bit of the plant in your hand, you crush it up, give it a little sniffle. If it smells like something you're okay with putting that in your mouth, then put it in your mouth. Give it a little chew, don't swallow, just chew it up a little bit. Feel what it feels like in your mouth. If there's sensation in your mouth, it's like, oh, I don't want this in my body, I don't want this down my throat, then you spit it out. You're gonna be fine. Plants are not going to instantly poison you like that. This is the myth and the lie that is told to you by scammers that stole this planet from you. And they want to disempower you. They don't want you to even nibble it, because if you nibble it, you might discover that the bullshit they tell you about it is what? Bullshit, right? And then, so you put it in your mouth, you give it a nibble. After you sniff it and you decide it's okay to be in your mouth, then you find out that it's fine in your mouth and you're cool with swallowing it. Now you've swallowed it. And then you feel the sensation of what that feels like inside your body. Vai traer tu pacha, ¿dónde fue? Ah, bueno, vai traerlo. So now you actually will feel what it's doing to you. So when I was on my walk, and I was recording at the time, I think I was talking about what? I don't remember. About 5 videos back from this one. Maybe 3. I took a bit of a plant and I sniffed it. It smelled like nothing. So nothing is fine to put in my mouth. And then I discovered that this nothing was super bitter and lemony flavor. And then when I swallowed it, it felt astringent and kind of weird, and it made me a little nauseous. Just that tiny little bit. Well, obviously I'm not brain damaged, and neither were hunter-gatherers. Neither were cavemen. I'm not going to put more of that in my mouth. But what I discovered by putting just a little bit in my mouth, that after the very slight weirdness and discomfort, my body felt pretty friggin' good, actually. Does that mean I need to eat a whole shit ton of it? No. A little medicine goes a long way, right? So I didn't die. I discovered a lovely plant. And someone's already labeled that plant, has already decided it was poisonous maybe, or maybe they have some medicinal use for it, they've assigned to it, or whatever, right? Well, I don't care what they've discovered, because I discovered it, and now I'm going to label it, and I've decided what it's good for. You know? That's what the fun of being on this planet is, because our... Okay, vaya a traer tu pacha. Bueno, vaya a traerlo. So, one of the cool things about our human machine is its guidance mechanism, and through our senses is how we're being guided, and how we're discovering things. And it's a really fun machine that we've created here, because we get to discover through it, and by learning to listen to it. So it guides us through discovery of plants and eating of all sorts of things, smelling things, even people, like how did those people make you feel? Or the sensation of, oh, I feel the heebie-jeebies, I need to get out of here. Then you listen, and you probably just avoided an accident or some other incident. Or maybe you didn't listen and you encountered it, right? So it's just this fun discovery of learning how to listen to your machine and being guided by it. Look at the shop of ball bombs. And my bed thing here has a hole so it starts to deflate. I need to get up. Sorry, Yuckles. I used to up to get up a little bit. He does it to me all the time. He does fair. So, our bodies are machines which were created as a guidance for us. It's got built-in guidance, not just, emotionally, spiritually, but also physically. But when we're told, just listen to me and do what I say, and you'll discover anything by yourself, then we lose our creation power. Like, what the fuck? It literally pisses me off, because there's no way. It just seems like they've got to know this is intentional, this is what they're doing, and that's the best way to, tell people. So I was recording, and then my phone fell, and I guess it stopped. So, here we go again. So, we are being disempowered with all this education, all this nonsense bullshit is what I've discovered, because I decided to question everything and go out into the world and read and look at things as though I was the first discoverer of it. And what I learned is tasting a little bit of plant doesn't kill you right off. And hunter-gatherers weren't just croaking left and right, and thank God they discovered all this shit for us, so we don't have to be croaking to discover it. It doesn't work that way. Another thing I did, which I'm really excited about, so I saw these caterpillars, and of course I've been told they're poisonous, so I'm like still brainwashed, fuck. So I was, wanting to try it as food, but, I was a little hesitant. And then, they're the hair things. So that was another hesitation, and I don't know if I'm doing this. So I didn't collect any, because there's a bush full of them. Now I'm pissed off I didn't collect them. Bájate, Jaku. Bájate, quédate allí. Gracias. You have to be on top of me all the time. I don't understand this, obsession. Todo bien, Jaku. Toma tu pacha. Siéntate en la silla. You're fine, Jaku. Todo bien. ¿Dónde está la silla? Siéntate en la silla. Acá. Acá, siéntate. Acá, mire, Jaku, acá. Siéntate acá. He needs to learn to bug off. So, anyways, I didn't collect any of the bugs, and I just let it go. I was not thinking about it anymore. And then I'm sitting there in my chair getting sun, and there's one of those caterpillars sitting there on the log where I'm resting my feet. And it just wouldn't leave. All the other ones were running away like crazy, dropping, running and shit. So I was like, what the fuck? Why isn't that motherfucker, running away from me like the other ones? So I thought maybe it's dead. So I kind of poked it, and it wasn't dead. It was fine. So then I remembered, the thought came to me in my mind, oh, maybe he's offering himself to me for me to try and see if he's edible. Because in the book, It's a book about this lady, and supposedly she wrote it as a fiction, but it was supposedly a real story. Aborigine Down Under? No, it's something down under. Anyways, in that book, the Aborigines, they went on a walkabout and they invited this lady to go with her and blah blah. So their belief was that when it was time for them to eat, that the animal or the thing, whatever they were supposed to eat, would appear and offer itself to them as their dinner, or whatever meal. And so it just came to my mind. Like, I haven't thought of this book in years. I don't remember the last time I thought of it. It was very impactful in my life, actually. But yeah, I don't remember. And so I haven't thought of it. But that came to me, like, oh, this caterpillar is offering itself to me so I can practice what I preach and try it without fear and, release my bullshit. So I got my pocket knife and I cut it in half, and green ooze came out of it. So then I'm like, I'll just taste a little bit. Obviously, if it tastes like, poisonous, like it's gonna numb my tongue, or it's gonna, be way too bitter, or, funky shit. And so I tasted it, and it tasted fine. It was great, it was good. It just tastes like salad or something. So then I grabbed the whole fuzzy, hairy nugget, and I ate the whole thing. It's edible. Look, I'm alive. Totally, fully fine. Some people call me crazy, but they called me crazy when I was eating ramen noodles and saying shit like this. So, I'm really excited that I was presented with that opportunity, and so tomorrow I'm going to go on another walkabout and see if I can find another bush full of those caterpillars, and I'm going to get all of them, and I'm going to fry them, and I'm going to eat them. It's going to be so good. Please, dear Lord Jesus. I mean, that was just an insane, like, the whole bush was covered in these caterpillars. I'm so pissed that I didn't, I guess it wasn't meant to be, but, on my way back, I was gonna collect some, but then I never noticed the bush, and I kept thinking about it, but obviously when I walked by it, if it still had the bugs all over it, I just wasn't noticed. I was spacing out on something else. So it wasn't the right time, but I got one that offered himself up to me, and I got the opportunity to eat the critter. So I'm going to name it the Fuzzy Fuzz Ball. Is that too long? That's going to be my new name for that. So that I don't copy other people's made up stuff, because all that stuff that you're being taught is other people's made up stuff. And the people that made up that stuff are no more intelligent knowing than you are. There is nothing inherently more intelligent and dumb than is in you. And the only reason you think they're more intelligent is because you're told that. And then you're like, you just don't question it. But you're as intelligent as any other discoverer, and you're just as capable of discovering. And obviously, I mean, maybe you don't have that much of common sense. Maybe if you put a berry in your mouth that felt like shit, you'd keep putting more in there. So if that is who you are, then don't be an idiot. If it feels like funk in your mouth, then spit that shit out and don't eat it. That caterpillar felt as good as a salad in me, and I loved it. So that was a fun opportunity. And I think I'm complete, because my mind is blank and I can't, nothing else coming to say, so I guess I'm done. Peace out, love ya, mwah.